watching ENCA. Now, you could get a R9 back if you return Coke's new returnable bottle. Coca-Cola Beverages South Africa announcing it's rolling out a returnable 2-litre plastic bottle to more parts of the country after a successful pilot in the Eastern Cape last year. For each bottle you return, you get R9 deposit back, meaning if it costs 20 Rand, you will ultimately only pay 11 Rand. Well, Coca-Cola Beverages MD, Velaphi Ratshefola, joins us now for more details on this. Velaphi, thanks indeed for talking to us. Presumably the main idea behind this drive was to cut the number of plastic bottles out there, hurting the environment here, contributing to pollution.
Good morning, Devin. Indeed, it was a dual purpose. Firstly, we needed to make sure that we get affordable pricing to our consumers because the container, you can use it many times. But whilst doing that, also making sure that we can impact positively on the environment. So it's a nice business solution that hits two birds with one stone.
I mean, R9 is a sizable amount to refund a deposit back, just traditionally speaking. That's close to half the price of a 2-litre bottle of Coke. Are we ordinarily paying this much for the plastic bottle, if you just anecdotally work it out?
No, the cost of the bottle, it's not that. But for us, the cost of not having the bottle back, it's much bigger operationally. So it's almost an incentive for consumers to encourage them to bring back the bottle, because you can imagine running the logistics would be quite costly. If you go to an outlet to go and fetch empties and you come back without fetching empties, the costs are much more sizable than the actual costs of the bottle. So the total costs, yes, are included there. And really, we're trying to change the culture, trying to incentivize consumers to say, don't leave your bottle at home or in the street, bring them back so that we can use them repeatedly.
All right, so you've launched this pilot in the Eastern Cape, and people have responded, as I understand it, quite well in there. When are other parts of the country? I understand that Gauteng, Limpopo and Mpumalanga may see this refundable bottle very soon. When is that?
Yeah, we actually have launched in the Limpopo, Mpumalanga, and the northern part of Gauteng, Pretoria, and those areas. This week we've already launched. And then we are hoping that before September or at latest October, we will do the rest of Gauteng also before the end of the year.
I want to take the opportunity to ask you what's the impact been locally as far as COVID-19 is concerned on the consumption of Coca-Cola and just the general consumer behavior of this very popular Coke drink. I mean, what's been happening to Coca-Cola sales during the past few months? Anything interesting?
Yeah, it's been, I mean, we all have been affected and impacted by COVID-19. As you know, the shoppers no longer, even the shops, big shops that are open, consumers don't go and shop as they used to do traditionally. People just go in and out. They've got a pre-planned trip. They go specifically for what they need to buy. They don't shop around. They don't roam around. So you've got to make sure that you are in the right position so that you are caught when the consumers come. The impact has been quite big. Also, a number of channels for us have closed. As you know, restaurants are not fully operational. Liquor now it's closed. So it's been quite impacted. It's impacted both the volume and the mix of products that we sell have been quite negative for us. But, you know, we do support the government that, saving lives is a priority that all of us must focus on, and we must do our best under the circumstances. From our side, we're making sure that our employees are saved, and we support customers, and we help communities where possible.
I mean, the reason I ask, because there's certainly less entertainment. Parties are not allowed under the restrictions. No concerts, no movies, for example, although there are some restrictions lifted in that regard. But, of course, people will also be a bit more measured in terms of what they consume. So this really probably has been a stark reality in terms of the COVID-19 response on the brand of Coke.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the consumer behaviors have changed completely. Issues of also health are becoming more pronounced. So that's why you need to have a broader portfolio that can cater for different interests of consumers. So we've seen a very, very big change, but also affordability. It's a big issue because there's not a plenty of disposable income, lying around. So driving affordable and rapid, it's a very important strategy for us that we can make sure that we are affordable to consumers.
Velaphi, before I let you go, I just want to go back to the returnable bottle for a moment here. So the 2-litre returnable bottle, we'll see it spread across the country and implemented in that regard. What happens with a half-a-litre bottle, which is also plastic? Presumably that's consumed quite heavily as well. Any plans on the refundable side for that bottle?
Not at this stage, but we've got other alternatives. As you know, we've got 300 ml returnable glass bottle, which retails at 5 rand. So we're hoping that, and we're seeing some huge growth in that area. And we've got cans also, which are quite recyclable. So we've got a lot of, single package SKUs that we can use in that space. But indeed, at this stage, there is no plans to have a returnable in the 500 ml.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much indeed. Coca-Cola Beverages MD Velaphi Ratshefola, thanks very much indeed for talking to us.